Well, good morning and welcome to the shop. Well, it is day 2, right? So we are now going to lay the gray magnetic on everything. And in this case, I came in early thinking I'd naively start painting at like 9:30 or 10. Well, it's almost 11 because I went through the car one more time. I went through this car and I found some more things. Again, you just keep finding them, and it's really difficult to make sure you found them all because, as I said, that dust gets in. And it wasn't until I really started wiping the panel prep on these panels and really cleaning these panels that I started seeing things, because the reflection of the panel prep allowed me now to see some of that imperfection. So I've corrected those. I've resprayed the floor, cleaned everything up, and now we're ready for the gray magnetic. Now I'm going to come out here with a full bottle, and the reason I'm going to do that is I'm going to run through first pass with a very light coat. Again, it's going to look mottled, but it's going to be a light coat. The reason for that is adhesion. We want that adhesion on this paint. We don't want to saturate it now, because if I saturate it now, it'll just flood the panel. We don't want to do that. Light coat, looks like it's mottled. We're going to do that everywhere. But by the time I finish all of these panels, because we got a car, a trunk, 2 doors, and a hood to do, it'll have flashed off the first ones I started. So I'm going to just go right back to the beginning. So this is going to be one continuous spray booth, and we're going to spray the light coat off everything, and then I'm going to start from the beginning and lay down the first main coat. We're going to come back with probably about 2 more of those main coats, and then at the end of it all, I'm going to come back with a lighter spray, and that's just to set the metallic. Well, it sounds good on paper, doesn't it? I guess let's find out how it goes. Look at this guy, he's got his jumpsuit on, his respirator on, thinking he'll knock this car out in 2 or 3 hours. Well, nothing could be further from the truth. What ended up happening is that the fan in here simply can't move enough air to keep the air clear. So I'm getting a lot of overspray or particulates in the air. Now, I have a respirator so I can breathe through that. But what ended up happening is as I painted my panels and the panels were wet, and then I would paint my next panel, that overspray would then start to land on that freshly painted panel. And those particulates are dry and they land in the paint like that. And what ends up happening is when I finished my first round of painting and came back to do my second, I tried to tack off the panel, and I could feel the tack rag was sticking, or it was snagging, not sticking, snagging on the paint. And I could see, I wonder what is it snagging on? And it ends up being that you can feel those rough areas, and it's always on the flat. Obviously the sides are pretty good, but the top, you can feel it where those dry particulates have embedded themselves in the paint. I can't continue. I have to bite off less because I bit off more than I could chew. I'm simply going to tarp the car, and we're going to take care of the hood, the doors, and the trunk. Enough. Small, we'll be able to get that sprayed. The fan should stay ahead of that. And then once we've got those panels sprayed out and looking good and clear coated, we'll let those harden up. And then what we're going to end up doing is coming back, covering the panels up. We'll uncover the car and we'll paint it. But I have to do something first, and that is I have to wet sand the base coat. So I can't paint them like this because they're rough. I have to now take about 1 or 2 coats of the base coat back off, flatten this up, and then once it's flattened up, I can then come back and apply more paint. Now I've already wet sanded the hood, the 2 doors, and the trunk lid. I have not yet wet sanded the car. I'm not in the mood. It's been a long day. So the main panels are wet sanded. I'm going to paint those out tomorrow. I'm just going to cover the car up. Hopefully if I bite into smaller chunks here, I won't get as much crap in the air. Hopefully this will lay the paint down a little bit nicer, and then we'll be able to finish this car off. If you enjoyed the video, hit that like button, and I'll see you tomorrow.